Alright then, tubers. Hopefully we'll get a few people turn up shortly. What we've got here is a poorly executed, they call them a rice machine. Videos. Live. Just on the laptop next to it, just trying to bring up the camera there. Since I've changed to the newer version of analytics. If you don't make videos, you probably don't know, but the Windows silly YouTube back end kind of thing that you work on to produce videos has all been changed. And because of that, there's a bit of lag in the learning. So I had 3 or 4 years, probably 4 full years of normal. Yeah, probably had 4 full years of normal YouTube before we had this. And then, yeah, we've changed to the new version. I don't know how to. I just want to use the laptop here and just leave that there recording what I'm doing over here. I don't know how to do that. But anyway, hello if you're watching. This is going to be a poorly executed start to the stream, but hopefully we get a bit of a chat going on further into it. As we get further into it, we will be able to do some more. I decided I'd do a stream tonight because I've been doing all kinds of stuff in the shed, but I haven't had time to make videos, and I've shot a lot of videos, but I haven't had time to edit stuff out, change things, or whatever. I wanted to just actually do this. I don't know whether it's good or bad, but I've gone from having an okay workload that was manageable to too much work, people wanting me all the time, and no time to get anything done. So yeah, basically life's been flat out. Not complaining because of the nasty virus. Lots of people don't have the same problem. I'm sure there's plenty of people that ended up out of work and all that kind of stuff, so I feel sorry for those kinds of people, but yeah, it's kind of gone the other way for me. We've been real busy. I'm just trying to work this out so I can actually see comments and stuff. Because it says there's a couple of people here. Shows that it's live. Videos, playlists, analytics, comments, subtitles, monetization, audio library, dashboard. Yeah, so it's a pretty. Stream ended. Why doesn't it show me when it's live? I probably could have streamed from the computer. Anyway, we're streaming from the mobile. Mobile's got a better connection, it's faster, and it's got 2 cameras in it, as you can see. We can flick between things really quickly. I just need to work out how to get comments back, and then we can have a chat. We might be able to do it on the computer. I've done a few streams before straight off the laptop. We have got a wide connection to the laptop now, so we might be able to do a stream from that later. We'll see how we go. It's got like a whole tab for lives. It's even called live stream. Anyway, let's see if we can figure it out with the computer. So I'll show you what we're looking at today. They call it a Rife machine. That's it there. Basically, at the bottom here, we've got what they call a flyback transformer, or flyback generator. A coil up here, and then a big plasma tube up here. And what that does is sends a high voltage impulse from a frequency generator, just controlled from a laptop that's sitting over here, and puts a pulse through a tube, and it's supposed to cure. There's a huge list of the things that it'll cure, supposedly. I say supposedly because I don't know. I am I'm not skeptical, but yeah, it's if it was super common, I'd probably would have known about it, or maybe, then again, maybe not. So cancers, Lyme disease, lumps, back problems, lots of cancer related things, they reckon. Yes, like quadriplegic. Well, it's not going to cure being a quadriplegic. I don't think that's the right turn of phrase. But things from poison ivy to pneumonia. So I don't know how all those things can be improved so well by the thing, but that's an item that's here, and we're trying to do something to it, get it working. Oh, there's a chat. Joe, mate, how are you? Is that remove your battery going? It's over here. Let me grab it. I have not completely forgotten about you, Joe. It does the same thing again. So I'm going to go through and see if I can rebalance it again with a LiPo charger, but it has done the exact same thing again. So we had it fixed. It was fixed on video. I charged it up. I fixed a bit of solder in a couple of spots here and remelted a few bits on the leg of a couple of transistors that are underneath this brass plate. And stress, it's not a bomb going off, it's just a multimeter. Yeah, a couple of transistor legs here that were cooked. Just the solder was horrible. As you can see, there's a big heatsink here. Big brass heatsink. And after that, it's gone back to, see, there you go, see the transistors in there. And now it's doing the same thing again. Voltage does it read? It's been sitting for a while now, obviously. Hence why I haven't had time to ship it back to you, I'm sorry. It's reading 32 point something volt, 32.5 volts. So there's something wrong with the BMS. Or there's a cell with an internal resistance fault by the sounds of things. Like I said, I've been struggling pretty hard for time lately, and well, put it this way, I don't know if anyone's seen the medical packs that I scored. I haven't even opened any. The first couple that I opened right when I first moved to this new workshop, they're the only ones I've opened. Got hundreds and hundreds of them laying around here, and I want to build stuff out of 18650s, and I have not had time to touch them. So, back to this weird thing. I've just got it going at the moment because it charges the laptop off the body of it. And there's the bag. Where's the transistor? As you can see, my bench space is taken up pretty badly at the moment by a few things. It's been pretty busy, and yeah, unfortunately some stuff taken some time. The bloke that owns this probably really wants it back too, because he was using it till it failed. Oh, that's why I couldn't see it. It's black. There it is. So, have a look at some numbers on the transistor. They don't mean much to me. Flat surfaces tend to attract projects. Mate, if that's not 100% accurate, I don't know what is. You want to see another cool project? XR6 Turbo. Guess what? Still haven't done anything with that either. Put the bonnet on it, it's still sitting there. It upsets me quite a bit. Sorry if the camera shakes a little bit. We're doing it on the fly. Okay, so what was happening? Little IC connected to this fan. They had this little piece of plastic insulating the IC from the fan, because these bits of the heatsink that they folded out to connect to the board, which is just wrapped in electrical tape, were touching the negative of the board. It's 100 volts DC. There's 248 volt power supplies in here, and I'm pretty sure it's just cooked these. So I'm pretty sure the way to test these is they'll either have no continuity to each leg, or they'll have full continuity to each leg from the center. So your center's your common, and then you've got switching each side. Just from, like, I'm going back from electrotechnology class when I was at high school, so I'm sure I could look it up and figure it out. But we're doing it on the fly at the moment. So, I don't know if you guys remember this, the Must tool. Banggood sent me that one. Still going strong. So, since we've got a assumed good IC here, I'll take it a common, a center probe, center prong, and then see if we can't touch our outer one at the same time. So center to outer is open, and center to outer is open that way as well. Let's try one of these known cooked ones. So outer to center. Yep, one ohm. So that IC, I believe, is just fried because it's actually shorted it. We've got one left. So we're going to try this live, okay? Like live on video, not live as in like my hands on fire live. DIY with batteries. Howdy! What's going on? This is DIY with not many batteries right now. There's thousands of batteries in here, but everything we're doing right now is plugged into AC. It's 100 volts DC. There's 2 power supplies here. There's a 24 volt one there that runs part of the circuitry on this board. We probably need to turn that off while we're having a chat. Give that a minute, because I don't want there to be any stray energy that jumps across this as I insert it, because I don't want it to go crack. You guys know what I mean. The good old surge inrush current. I actually seen, I think it was Will Prowse. He did a pretty interesting demo, and what he was doing was he was putting a little resistor, like a 1 watt resistor, between the lead and the inverter. It was inverters he was starting, and all these times that I've gone crack on an inverter to start it and went, ooh, that was a bit harsh, you know. Evidently you don't have to be that mean. So yeah, the frequency generator that goes on the end of this thing, it's called a Spooky 2, odd name. There's lots of different ways that they work. They beg you to make a review on their product. Basically, there's a whole site full of reviews. And some of the kits are actual like electrodes that you hold on to. Portable kits, and yeah, like I say, I'm not sure. The signal generator, it's only $100, which is crazy, because I believe these guys paid a lot of money for this thing just over there that's not working. I don't know, they could be pulling my leg, not sure. They told me it was worth a fortune and they need it fixed and need it back. They call them a modern Rife machine, and they reckon that the plasma tube can pulse light frequencies that are beneficial for health. So I'm not going to argue with it. It kind of sounds like it could be a thing. I don't know if it is a thing, but yeah, all we can do is test it. Yeah, otherwise, I have not spent much time here. Every now and again I come out here to do a little bit, answer work emails, and then still obviously working for myself, trying to put out a video every now and again to keep the YouTube overlords happy, because I enjoy making a little bit of YouTube revenue money, as well as interacting with my YouTube community, especially the ones that have been around forever and love commenting on stuff. I appreciate them. But the problem with no time is the video quality is a crap. So a lot of the time I don't even video, and that's why I think we need to do more live streams. I'm starting to amass a little bit of a following on TikTok, not quite as much as YouTube yet, a bit under half. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do more videos of stuff that I'm up to on TikTok, because it's like a fun way to share videos quickly, and kind of use it like we used to use things like Facebook forums and that. Yeah, I'm using Facebook less and less, which is good. I don't really like the way that you can say something 3 times to your phone and then all of a sudden it's all you see ads for the next 6 weeks. I was looking at these Rife machines on this computer, which is connected to my Google account. I don't ever open Facebook on this computer, and just because I was browsing those bits and pieces, Google to Facebook, however they take your private info, away they go. Rarely catch live streams, I generally watch them later. I find most of my video watching, I'll listen to a lot of videos. Very interesting things about the truck company, car company, Nikola at the moment. I've been listening to how the allegedly the SEC in America, Securities Exchange Commission, are after them hard because they're just lying. So yeah, all these prototypes and things, and it's like me saying that XR6 Turbo is a 2,500 horsepower electric one, and pushing it down a hill and then claiming that it was a goer. So that's what I've been listening to, a lot of that, because with earphones on them at work, on the excavator, things like that. I've got wireless Soul Republic headphones. Normally only wear one, you can wear one or two, and that's been really good. But I think we've given this a little bit of time to discharge. Let's slip this transistor in the end of the board and see what happens. And hopefully I'm not down at my mate's shop in Launceston begging for another one. So it goes in the end of the board here. So what's this board got written on it? You just got warning high voltage. That's probably an implied one, judging by the transformers and stuff. It's a Spectra Tech Services board made in the US. That's kind of cool. I just noticed something. There's a shielded wire. Set here. It goes up to the tube, which is really poorly executed. I'm tipping if it can go up and jump across the tube, I can probably jump across that gap. But I am just a bloke that makes YouTube videos. Let's pull this out and set that up properly. So the AC is still connected to this, but it's got a switch up there that holds it all off. If you don't have one of these screwdrivers with the spinny end on it, if you've got big hands, look at how good that is. That's a good action. Okay, let's remove some of the things that don't need to be in my way right now. It's just a USB cable there. Oh, what was that? I missed that. This comment popped up. Sir, please tell me how to... I'm going to try and pronounce it. Is it Prasad? If it's Prasad, hi Prasad. I'm only guessing. Very much only guessing, sorry mate. My language skills are very limited to English. Makes it hard sometimes when I'm trying to answer some of the YouTube comments, because I've got some Spanish ones and I've even had Russian ones. And unfortunately it's not languages I know. I'd love to learn a few more languages. But yeah, the odd time thing about everyone else, but I've not been busier than since COVID happened. I'll probably get demonetized for saying the word, even though I'm not here trying to make money off it. I make plenty of money being a plumber. Okay, that's a bit tidier. Get this board back up on its posts because I'm paranoid about the back side of the board touching something. I think there's 3 people in the stream, which is pretty low. We've got like 7,500 subscribers now. Maybe how many... I wonder what the kind of normal average is for subscribers versus stream viewers. If there's a number. I guess some streams are going to have crazy followings because there's some people are personalities. I'm not exactly a personality, I'm afraid. My YouTube channel more consists of questions or solved problems or, hey look, this is kind of cool. The school teacher, mate, never worked harder than I had to since this nasty virus. No, that would be a nightmare for you. Your screen time would have quadrupled. What state are you in again? I've forgotten what state you're from. Sorry, Joe. I hope you're not in the middle of Melbourne. Even though it's starting to get better there, but oh, that's just like a nightmare. Oh, you're in Tassie too? I don't know why I thought you're on the mainland. Anyone got a laptop that does that? Laptop always plugged in, pops up. St. Helens, East Coast. Yeah, St. Helens, nice. I think I've got a plumbing job to do down there soon, so if I get your battery fixed, I'll bring it to you. Say good day. I'm doing a bunch of work in Launceston in a couple of weeks' time for JB Hi-Fi, of all people. So yeah, you never know where you'll end up and be working. Right, so we've got our good transistor. We'll sit him there for a minute. I just want to test all three of these ones that I think are dead. Let's see if we get any varied results. I don't think I can get the multimeter in the shot. Got the phone on the charger because it's Queensland here. Oh, cool. Has COVID affected you up in Queensland much? So that one's shorted. It's easy to tell which ones I used because they're all covered in heatsink. And that one's shorted. So a new one's not shorted. Let's see if we can get a test out of it without cooking it. And then we need to make sure that it doesn't get shorted. So it goes in this here. Starting a craft beer brewery. No way. That's a cool thing. Laptop plugged in and not charging. Going into the sentence. Is it a Dell? It's a ASUS old gaming PC and gaming laptop, and it has very diminished battery life. It's always been plugged in, like it's lived its life plugged in. But then it just every now and again it pops up and says it's about to go flat when it's plugged into mains. So I don't know. I think it's just maybe it's got a time cycle thing where it tries to go back to battery, maybe to sample and see if the battery's still charged. And it freaks out when it does it. Okay. IC swapped. Not too much COVID stuff here. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, like aside from the restrictions on going to Victoria, which I love to do, and the kind of gatherings and things like that, I was really lucky. I managed to sneak our wedding in. We got married in the end of January. Okay, it's turned on. Green lights on both the power supplies. Small amount of power draw on the board itself. So you won't be able to see what I'm doing on this side, but there's just a laptop here with a thing called Spooky 2, which is the frequency generator, so all I'm going to do is rev it up and generate a frequency with it. That's so awesome that you're doing a brewery. That's really cool. A friend of mine has done a bit of homebrew spirit stuff, and there's nothing better than it. Well, that sounded good. Right, cross your fingers. See if we get a pulse to the tube. No. But why not? Let's pull this amp meter out of the way. Need a volt gauge. And 88 volts. .96 coming out of each end of that. It's a bit of a tense moment. I was checking the cable that goes up to this coil. Which is all connected. We get a click from the signal output unit. Let's try and change the output. You're joking. All the lights on the board just lit up. Now they're flashing. Lights on the board are flashing to the frequency. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Thank you for your time and all your helpful comments. I appreciate every one of them. It's people like you that keep me interested in making videos on YouTube, because it takes a couple of nice comments every now and again to balance out all the horrible ones that people want to throw out to the world. So, thank you muchly. I don't even know how to pronounce your YouTube name. So yeah, we're getting lights on the board. I just don't know why we're not getting the big plasma arcs at the moment. Turn her off so we don't melt anything for a sec. It shows it as an amp meter. It's got positive and negative. Shouldn't an amp meter have flow through? Oh, I can hardly touch it. Oh, I hope it's not fried. Oh, if that just fried that, that's the last one. Put some terminals on them. They're horrible. The way that someone built that is they literally had them wrapped around them. I really don't like that. We should have some ring terminals, hopefully. In the good old Supercheap Auto kit. We do. Even though the bench is like mega messy, it still actually kind of like makes sense too. Sorry, when I'm tapping the screen, I'm looking for comments. Just thirsty for them YouTube comments. Alright, let's put some terminals on these things. Only 100 volts. Yeah, I don't have any bootlaces. I know what you mean. That'd be good, actually. I need to get some stuff like that. I need to have a giant spend up on eBay and or Banggood. I kind of put this all apart. So this came in from New Zealand or somewhere. And when it turned up, it didn't work. When it was sent, it did. And Customs pulled it apart inside. It's in a big Pelican case. It's got a PowerPoint on it, and there's like lead weights inside the back, in the front side here, so it doesn't fall over. They must have thought it was like a bomb or something. They pulled it apart, which is fair enough too. I don't blame them. It would have looked suspicious. Obviously not a bomb. It's a plasma tube, and it's used for light therapy. But yeah, they I believe it was Customs opened her up and had a look inside, as you would, and they didn't actually put it back together. So they pulled cables out, power supplies out. Took me ages to figure it out. It was sitting on the bench here for a while. Figured it out. It was happy days. And then it shorted one of these out, and I changed that. And then I've shorted two out yesterday. Yeah, well, last time I was looking at it, wasn't yesterday, it was a while ago. I was looking at it again last night. I thought I'd have a last ditch attempt at firing it up without frying it. Glad there's a washer, because the ring terminals are a bit big, but a lot better big ring terminals than no ring terminals, if you will. Let's grab some pliers. Back again. Don't have a set of good pliers. I seriously recommend these. Bunnings. Just look for the pattern. Look at the jaws on them. So with that hexy kind of shape in there, you actually grab hold of the bolt heads and accurately turn them with a bit of grip, like a multi-grip, as well as a plier, as well as a multi-combination plier. Swing a little bit on this. Not too much though, because it's cheap and not awesome. Who have I still got left in the chat? Sorry, I haven't been looking. I know this stream's probably not super exciting. That's about all I got to work with tonight. We'll have some footage of me doing some concrete grinding at some stage too. I filmed a bit more of that. And what else have we been up to? I want to film some excavator stuff. Little plumbing and stuff we've been doing. Right, we got some bootlaces on there. There we go. Well, not bootlaces. Got bootlaces on the brain. Cable lugs, let's call them that. So this certainly was never made as a consumer device. It's quite, let's say, agricultural. What we are going to do, it's got some heat sinks out here. I'm going to grab one, put some thermal paste on the back of that and just lean it down onto the heat sink. Only be a second. Even better, we've got one here. Get these screws out of it. And just hopefully this has got enough heat dissipation to service for the time being. It's got flat sides there. Maybe we'll leave the fan on there. Because I collect e-waste, so I've got heat sinks and stuff everywhere. Nah, it's gonna be too tall. We need to be able to lay it down, so get these off. So it's a bit of an odd thing to be doing on a Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that. But this is when I'd be out here messing with it anyway, trying to film a video. That I then have to edit. Now I don't have to edit. I can just film something for you. And selfishly, it allows me to sometimes ask questions when I need to know stuff at the same time. If you're watching, you've got a keyboard in front of you, let me know where you're from. I have quite a big audience in America, surprisingly. I don't know why. There we go. So, bare heatsink now. This is still not real good either. It'll work. We'll put some thermal paste on there. Fingers crossed it'll stop it from frying in the short term. Okay, we've got a bit of surface pressure there, touching it. Okay, cross your fingers. No. No good. Alright, I'll show you what's going on. So the amp meter. That's how it came to me. It was doing that. Doing that again. I think as soon as I haven't managed to fix this, this was just an absolute entire waste of my time. Because yeah, he's probably not going to want to pay me anything now that it still doesn't work. Bit of a nasty catch-22 of not being able to fix something. So to my knowledge, this board's good. Yeah, see these power supplies aren't managing to start because there's a short on the board. I bet you when I pull the so much beeping going on. I bet you when we pull this IC back out again. IC is the wrong word, I know. Transistor, FET. Switching bridge. You pick a different name or use your name. I reckon once we pull this out, it will be fine. Now it's that hot I can only just touch it. Managed to heat the aluminium up. And look at that, it's fine. I think we're going to call that bust, boys and girls. I've run out of ICs. Unfortunately, when it comes to things like that, when they let the these didn't let the electrical smoke out, they got smart power supplies. This power supplies smart enough to figure out that if they oh, that's quick. Oh, look at this. Mute that, mute that. Now I can see myself looking at the camera. Oh, wow. Look at that. All you've got to do is click the right thing, stupid. Yeah, if you have something like this, no JCar and Devonport anymore. Nope, they're gone, unfortunately. Let's have a look on eBay while we're on the computer. Okay. Transistor. Make sure you spell transistor, not transsexual, because you don't want autocorrect to do that while you're on a stream. It's a joke. It's a joke. I really don't know what any of the numbers on there actually mean, so let's just start looking around. Good GK924. Let's have a bit of a go at that. We're not on stream. It's a joke. You just don't autocorrect to write transsexual instead of transistor. GK. Okay. Keep adding numbers. See what we get to. GK924924. Zero exact results. Okay. It's another number. It's an ST transistor, maybe? I don't know. ST for switching transistor. GK. I'm just looking on eBay. ST definitely stands for switching transistor. We need something with a lot more ability to dissipate heat, probably one of the things we need. Because it's only big. If you know how to go transistor shopping, no, camera's not going to get that. Stream quality's probably not good enough for you to read it anyways. I need to do some research on transistors, evidently. It's like I've forgotten that part of 15 years ago, which is sad. But yeah, it just keeps smoking said transistors. I've got 4 of them here that are dead now, so that one's different, is it? Anyone know much about them? There might be serial numbers. Maybe we need to go W2ONK. 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 Okay, that comes up. All you gotta do is type the numbers in. NK50Z. Right there. United States, China. 20 amp, 500 volt, and we're smoking them at 3 amps. Wonder if JCar would have something like that. I'm going to Launceston on Monday, so we might go to JCar and see. Just for sheer sake of it. Unipolar, 500 volts, 12 amp, so 190 watts. 190 watt capable. There you go. Okay, we learned something today. It's not impossible to get hold of transistors. It is the unipolar MOSFET transistors. Oh, we've probably got some in something else. Power inverter here. Can order ahead on their website. Oh, JK, yes. Aha! Thank you. See, this is why streams are good and YouTube comments are good, because it gives me this horrible advantage of having a couple of extra brains doing stuff in the background. It's good. It's bad because it's encouraging to do things with cars and burnouts and stuff. But it's good for info. Transistor. 123 products found. There we go. P&P, NPN. Okay, so looking for switching transistors. Just go for the model number again, see what happens. 100 pack of transistors. W20NK, W20NK. No, it's getting a bit wild. No, there will be several it's finally finished burnouts in said turbo once it's there. My mate does Motorcana racing, and I plan to go and do some Motorcanas or just burnouts on the Motorcana track that's and say it's a Motorcana. In said Blue Falcon. Shed skids are not off limits. I did a couple of them over the years. I think only one ever made it on YouTube. It was a little front wheel drive Ford Laser, and that was in my other workshop. I don't think I want to make that much of a mess out there in this workshop. It's probably a bit nice in here. You could probably shut the doors and set the leaf blower up to blow some of the smoke away. So yeah, Jaycar online definitely have transistors, guys. So there's a potential you'll get what you need. But we've got a deeper underlying problem cooking said transistors, and that's what we've got to figure out next. So effectively the transistor should be the last thing on this board before it goes out to the coil. So the next thing to look at is the resistance of the coil, or whether it's got a short. So I need to know more about that. Find out some more info about the way that the tube works. It's a U-shaped tube, and most of them aren't U-shaped anymore. They're a little straight one, or they're what they call a plasma ball. These things are awesome. I should have my new chair out here, so I should have. Got me crappy old one. Should have my new one. Banggood.com sent me a new PC gaming chair. It's like a Recaro race seat. I built it, and then the first thing I did was set up the steering wheel for a quick session the other night on a drifting game. It's yeah, it's quite comfy. They sent it to me for a review. You can never argue with them when they send you stuff for a review, because they're pretty good about it. If you've been a long time watcher, you would have seen all kinds of bits from Banggood.com. Multimeter, power bank, big old power bank that's running the stream right now. Except I broke it the other day. There's a USB port missing. Yeah, the quick charge one. I've soldered that back on the board, but I think my little one was playing on my desk and she's lost the actual socket that goes in there. But it'll only be in my computer room somewhere. Obviously this is outside and this is in the outside workshop. But, it's pretty interesting how big of a battery pack is actually in that bad boy. It's 100 watt hours, 108 watt hours. No, total lie, 114 watt hours. 108 is a 6 amp Milwaukee battery. That's what the numbers in my brain. Yeah, the rate of failures in the stuff that they've sent me that's hasn't been a video straight up that it failed. Pretty mad. Pretty good stuff. That one's a basis, but the Blitzwolf brand stuff. What else have we got lying around? It's been pretty mad. Yeah, that brand. that brand. It's been pretty good. Summer's coming back, so they'll probably start using that again. Winter in Tassie is not that warm and sunny. It has been this year, but we'll probably run out of water for hydropower this year because of that. If we don't get some serious rain soon. What else is going on? Oh, we brought a house, so there's going to be some like videos on that, no doubt. So I've been working so hard, so we've had some money for that. Yeah, got a big job in JB Hi-Fi to do soon. Yeah, want to make more videos, want to play with more stuff. Got 1,000 watts worth of solar to put on this shed roof at some point soon, because it's going to be sunny all the time and there's nothing impeding it. Everywhere else I've ever had solar, there's been trees that I wasn't allowed to cut down and roofs that faced non-favourable directions. The roof directly above me faces north, northwest, so completely unimpeded. We get the sun from the eastern side, comes over, and it's on at an 18-degree angle up there, something similar to that. So I've got 4 250s left here that I need to go up there, just so I can run this part of the shed. I don't care if I'm not running things like compressors and stuff. If I can run all this stuff off grid, I would much prefer that. I just like looking at the amount of kilowatt hours you got out of the sun, basically. One thing that will be happening to the house that we've bought will be a grid tied system, and once that's on, the process of it going on, once it's on, and then the telemetry from it being on, it will make interesting YouTube content, because I'm not seeing much of it from where we live. I'm going to go and make some more videos with Matt from Solar Tasmania. He's begging to get me up there to do a bit with him, and I really want to. Doing a big residential house project at the moment, so it's been hectic. Oh wow, it's been an hour. Yeah, if you're watching this in post stream, give us an idea of what time of day the stream was and why you missed it, whether it's middle of your work day, whatever. I might got 5.5-ish kilowatt grid tied on our roof. To save you heaps of money. Hey, do you use your energy smart enough that it doesn't counteract your energy usage? We've looked at 4.6s, and we've looked at someone was doing a 6.4 or something crazy, and cheap, like $5,000. Realistically, the payback period on that's nothing. When the sun's coming out good, the sun's good in Tasmania. The new house has a roof that's facing the same direction as this shed, which is just mad. I don't believe there's any shading. Warmer months bill credit all the way into May. Look, if you can get into credit, TEAL scheme. So that's the energy efficiency loan scheme. I'm not up with that, really. I don't understand. I know they were doing grants and things like that for improving home energy efficiency. I don't know if they still do that or not. It'd be cool if they did. And the house will have solar on it, and then I'm going to build a commercial workshop as well. Finished now. Yeah, I thought it had, because they were doing the same thing for hot water systems, so people would put in heat pump hot waters, and there was a bit of a buzz on them for a long while. Up to 7k interest free. Look, if they're gonna lend you a bit of money, and you can get some credits out of your power company and just pay your loan back with the money that you're not paying in power. It's just a free loan, isn't it? Like, if it pays itself off, you can afford to buy a big enough system that feeds enough power back into the grid that you're getting ahead, you're pretty much killing it. I'd love to have a big enough. Yeah, it was magic. Yeah, if it allows you to go and do something like that and then not pay energy bills. I know one of the houses I lived in, freezing cold, had a new baby, was working my butt off in the shed trying to make extra money, just make cash, working on projects that were too hardcore to be doing in a domestic shed, I guess. Like welding up excavator buckets for people. This predates my excavator. Welding up excavator buckets, building trailers, sandblasting. Some of my early videos hit a few of these points. It's getting like $2,000 a quarter power bills. I'm trying to keep a shitty house warm. Like, knowing what I know now, I'd nearly deal with if I was renting a property, I'd nearly deal with the real estate after, with like the ramifications of putting in a heat pump and not having a shitty heater. Like my old heater, it was 8.5 kilowatt hour. It just eats power. Like if you were to put 8.5 kilowatt hour of actual energy into a heat pump, you'd probably get 25 kilowatts of heat out of it. Like people don't understand how crap conventional resistance based heaters are. And the house was like 12-foot ceilings and no insulation, just heat you on. But you know, you got to keep newborn baby and wife warm. You've got to work out of your shed, so you need stuff to be powered. Like probably could have been a little bit more cautious with our power use, but like that's what happens. I feel so sorry for big families. Like think of a family of 6, 7, 8 people, and how much energy they must go through just to feed, just to wash, just the laundry and the feeding and the showers, whether they're on natural gas or what they're on. But they should make it almost available to everyone in Australia to have rooftop solar. They just won't, because it just ruins the amount of GST revenue, ruins the amount of kind of money that gets spent on energy production and distribution and all of that kind of stuff. Think of the difference if you can just put power into the grid everywhere. It's a bit of a rant, sorry. Tasmania is cool for the fact that we've got hydro generators all over the state. Like some states have got a couple of big power generation setups, and that's it. And then you got your solars and your wind turbines, etc. It's just an absolute asset. One day, fossil fuels have the government by the balls. Yep. Tassie's a tiny, tiny piss in the ocean in the scheme of things. When you talk about Australia, the whole state wouldn't use the energy that the CBD of Melbourne would use. We wouldn't use the energy that like 10 city blocks of Melbourne would use. Places like New York, things like that. Yeah, with nothing. But Australia's got a lot of sunshine. Some of the parts of the country that you can just cover in panels. Anything you got to do is transport it. Turn it into hydrogen, or hydrogen's a bit of an iffy one because you're still burning something. It's still combustion. The day that it's financially viable enough that I can buy a Tesla or something close enough to the same, to the same standard, something that can replace a petrol vehicle, diesel vehicle. It's as soon as it's financially viable and there's not import taxes and all the extra crap that goes on top, I'm gonna be striving to buy one. So yeah, bit of a rant for the end of your live stream, I know, but yeah, pretty keen to move into the electric world further. This summer I want to play with electric motorbikes, if given time and availability. I was looking at electric excavators to not replace, but add to the collection. So I've got the little Kubota U17, as you know. Both JCB and Wacker Neuson are making battery powered and twin powered mini excavators. So there's one that can have a hydraulic power pack plugged into it, it's the Wacker one, or it can be run on its own battery. And there's a JCB mini that's all electric, 5 hours straight non-stop use, which, looking at what I normally do for work, doing drainage, that's not bad. That's probably not a big issue. If you were to plug it in when you weren't using it and you had a state full of hydropower like here, yeah, you've basically killed emissions. So healthier air for everyone. I'm not exactly going to stop people driving trucks because I drive them myself. I also like cars. But there's zero reason that a taxi has to be petrol or diesel. There's no reason. There's no reason a bus has to be. Fair enough, if you're looking for crazy performance, you should have crazy performance abilities. It's not crazy, you know what I mean? Like turbocharged and fun and that kind of stuff. But as for being your basic transports, garbage trucks, like if it can be made electric, it should be. Just build solar farms, build electric infrastructure, build ginormous power walls, battery banks. Don't look at just Tesla, look at some of the others, and let them rip. But anyway, all's good. Thank you muchly for watching my live stream, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it in post after it's come out and been released by itself. I appreciate everyone watching. I appreciate all the comments. If you're looking for an electric future, like hopefully one day this channel will be big enough to support me making videos about electrifying toys. I'd love to turn something like my Sprinter van into an electric town vehicle. Like, even if you only got 100 k's range out of it max, but every day you could bring it home, plug it into a couple of 240-volt power points or a 3-phase outlet to give you enough power. You'd just be stupid not to. That's my opinion. Most of the trips that I do in my ute, the furthest I go generally is 100 kilometers away. There's nowhere to charge there, obviously, but it's 100 kilometers away and then 100 kilometers back is about the average biggest trip that I normally do. And like, yeah, if you can make a low speed, high torque vehicle like a truck or a van with a decent towing capacity, I could drag my digger around, do trips around the work site, take my little one to school. I think it's time to convert an existing vehicle and have a play. So hopefully that'll be in our future. Looking at lithium iron phosphate batteries to do such a thing, because I like the idea of non-combustible or non-flammable. We're going to build some stationary stuff out of these medical packs and stuff that I've got laying around now. Thanks for watching. A quick rambling and chewing your ears off. Someone doing a massive burnout out there. I hope you could hear that. Sounds like an LS1 something. But yeah, thanks for watching. Catch us on another video another time.